If you are over 65 and you do any of these 5 things before bed, neurologists are warning that you could be dramatically increasing your risk of having a stroke while you sleep. And the most frightening part is that most seniors have no idea these common nighttime habits are putting them in danger. Let me paint a picture that might sound familiar to you. It is the end of a long day. You have had dinner maybe a little later than you planned. You settle into your favorite chair, turn on the television, and before you know it, 2 or 3 hours have passed. You feel a little drowsy, so you head to the kitchen, grab a glass of water or maybe a late snack, take your medications, and climb into bed. It seems like a perfectly normal evening routine, right? The kind of routine millions of seniors follow every single night. But according to leading neurologists and stroke specialists, several parts of that routine could be quietly setting the stage for a stroke, and you would never know it until it was too late. Now, I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you this because I believe that knowledge is the most powerful tool we have when it comes to protecting our health. My name is Dr. Michael Williams, and I have spent years working with seniors to help them understand the risks they face and the simple changes they can make to dramatically reduce those risks. Stroke is one of the leading causes of death and disability in adults over 65, and the research is very clear that what we do in the hours before sleep can have a significant impact on our stroke risk. In this video, I am going to reveal the 5 nighttime habits that neurologists say are most dangerous for seniors. I am going to explain the science behind why each one increases your risk. And most importantly, I'm going to give you simple, practical alternatives that can help protect your brain while you sleep. One of these habits is something that nearly every senior does, and doctors say it could be the most dangerous one of all. So please stay with me through the entire video, because what you learn here could save your life or the life of someone you love. Let us start with the first nighttime habit, and it is one that might surprise you. It is eating a large, heavy meal within 2 to 3 hours of going to bed. Now, I know this might sound harmless. Many seniors eat their biggest meal in the evening, often because that is when the family gathers, or because it has simply been a lifelong routine. But here's what neurologists want you to know. When you eat a large meal, your body diverts a significant amount of blood flow to your digestive system. Your stomach and intestines need extra blood to break down and absorb all that food. And while that process is happening, other areas of your body, including your brain, receive less blood flow than usual. Now, during the daytime, when you are upright and moving around, your body can usually compensate for this shift in blood flow. But when you lie down to sleep shortly after a heavy meal, the situation changes. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and your body enters a state where circulation is naturally reduced. If your blood vessels are already narrowed from years of plaque buildup, which is extremely common in people over 65, this combination of reduced blood flow and heavy digestion can create the perfect conditions for a blood clot to form, or for a vulnerable area of the brain to be deprived of oxygen. Neurologists recommend eating your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime, and keeping evening meals lighter, focusing on vegetables, lean protein, and moderate portions. This simple change gives your body time to complete the heaviest part of digestion before you lie down, which helps maintain more consistent blood flow to your brain throughout the night. But that is just the beginning, because the second habit is something that millions of seniors do every single evening, and they have no idea it is affecting their stroke risk. It is sitting motionless for extended periods before bed. Think about how most seniors spend their evenings. They sit in a recliner or on the couch watching television or reading, often for 3, 4, or even 5 hours without getting up. And while relaxation is important, prolonged sitting without any movement causes blood to pool in your lower legs. Your circulation slows down dramatically, and in seniors who already have compromised blood vessels, atherosclerosis, or high blood pressure, this stagnant blood flow creates an environment where clots can form more easily. Here is the part that really concerns doctors. Those clots that form in the deep veins of your legs, what doctors call deep vein thrombosis, can break loose and travel through your bloodstream. If a clot reaches your brain, it can block a blood vessel and cause a stroke. If it reaches your lungs, it can cause a pulmonary embolism, which can also be fatal. This risk is significantly higher in seniors who sit for prolonged periods without moving. The solution is remarkably simple. Every 30 to 45 minutes during your evening routine, stand up and move for just 2 to 3 minutes. Walk to the kitchen and back. Do a few gentle leg stretches. March in place. Anything that gets your leg muscles contracting and your blood circulating. Doctors say this small interruption can make a massive difference in preventing dangerous blood pooling. And the third habit might be the one that surprises you the most because it involves something most people consider healthy. It is drinking too much water right before bed. Now, I know that might sound counterintuitive. We are constantly told to stay hydrated, and that is absolutely good advice. But neurologists say that drinking large amounts of water immediately before sleep can actually contribute to stroke risk in a way most people never consider. When you drink a lot of fluid right before bed, you are almost certainly going to wake up during the night to use the bathroom. And it is during those middle of the night trips that a surprising number of strokes occur. Here is why. When you have been lying down sleeping for several hours, your blood pressure and heart rate are at their lowest point. Your body is in deep rest mode. Then suddenly you wake up, swing your legs over the side of the bed, and stand up. That sudden change from lying flat to standing upright demands a rapid shift in blood pressure and circulation. For many seniors, especially those with high blood pressure, hardened arteries, or heart conditions, the body cannot make that adjustment quickly enough. Blood pressure can spike or drop sharply, and in those few critical seconds, a stroke can happen. Doctors recommend stopping fluid intake about 90 minutes to 2 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to process the fluid and empty your bladder before you lie down, reducing the need for those dangerous nighttime bathroom trips. If you do need to get up during the night, sit on the edge of the bed for 30 seconds before standing and hold on to something stable as you get to your feet. That brief pause gives your circulatory system time to adjust. Now, the fourth habit is one that many seniors engage in to help them relax, and it is something I want you to pay very close attention to. It is consuming alcohol in the evening. Many seniors enjoy a glass of wine or a cocktail in the evening as a way to wind down. And while moderate alcohol consumption has been debated in health circles for decades, neurologists are becoming increasingly clear about its connection to stroke risk, especially in seniors. Alcohol causes your blood vessels to temporarily dilate, which can lower blood pressure in the short term. But as the alcohol is metabolized during sleep, a rebound effect occurs. Blood pressure can spike significantly during the second half of the night, sometimes reaching dangerously high levels. For seniors who already have hypertension or stiffened arteries, this spike can push blood pressure into the stroke danger zone. Additionally, alcohol acts as a blood thinner, which might sound protective but can actually increase the risk of hemorrhagic stroke, where a blood vessel in the brain ruptures and bleeds. Alcohol also disrupts the quality of your sleep, preventing you from reaching the deep restorative sleep stages that are critical for brain health and cardiovascular recovery. Neurologists recommend that seniors who choose to drink do so earlier in the evening, at least 4 hours before bed, and limit consumption to one standard drink. Many doctors go further and suggest that seniors with existing blood pressure issues or a history of stroke or TIA consider eliminating evening alcohol entirely. And now we come to the fifth and final nighttime habit, and doctors say this may be the most dangerous one of all. It is skipping your evening blood pressure medication or taking it at inconsistent times. This might seem like a small thing, but the research on this is remarkably clear. Blood pressure follows a natural rhythm throughout the day. It typically rises in the morning, stays relatively stable during the day, and dips at night during sleep. For many seniors with hypertension, doctors prescribe medications specifically timed to keep blood pressure controlled during the most vulnerable hours. When you skip a dose, take it significantly earlier or later than usual, or forget it altogether, you create a gap in protection. Your blood pressure can rise unchecked during the night, and that uncontrolled spike, happening while you are asleep and unaware, is one of the most common triggers for nighttime stroke in seniors. Studies have shown that people who take their blood pressure medication consistently at the same time each evening have a significantly lower risk of stroke compared to those who take it irregularly. The solution is straightforward but critical. Set an alarm on your phone or a clock in your kitchen for the same time every evening. Keep your medication in a visible, consistent location. If you use a weekly pill organizer, check it every night before bed. And if you are unsure about the best time to take your medication, have that conversation with your doctor. The timing can make a real difference. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about what is actually happening inside your brain during a stroke, because understanding this can help you appreciate why these habits matter so much. A stroke occurs when blood flow to a part of your brain is interrupted. In an ischemic stroke, which accounts for about 87% of all strokes, a blood clot blocks an artery that supplies blood to the brain. In a hemorrhagic stroke, a weakened blood vessel ruptures and bleeds into the surrounding brain tissue. In both cases, brain cells in the affected area begin to die within minutes because they are not receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need. The damage from a stroke can affect speech, movement, memory, vision, and the ability to perform everyday tasks, and the longer the stroke goes untreated, the more damage occurs. That is why prevention is so incredibly important. Every one of the habits we discussed today affects the conditions inside your blood vessels and brain during those vulnerable nighttime hours. And every one of the solutions I have given you is designed to reduce that risk. So let me give you a simple evening routine that neurologists say can help protect your brain while you sleep. First, eat a light dinner at least 3 hours before bed. Second, during your evening relaxation time, get up and move for 2 to 3 minutes every 30 to 45 minutes. Third, stop drinking fluids about 2 hours before bed and empty your bladder before you lie down. Fourth, if you choose to drink alcohol, do so earlier in the evening and limit it to 1 glass. And fifth, take your blood pressure medication at the same time every single evening, without exception. These are not dramatic changes. They do not require special equipment or expensive treatments. They are simple adjustments to your evening routine that doctors say can meaningfully reduce your stroke risk. Before we close, I want to leave you with this thought. Your brain is the most important organ in your body. It holds your memories, your personality, your ability to communicate with the people you love. Protecting it does not require heroic measures. It requires awareness, consistency, and the willingness to make small changes that add up to big protection over time. Let me recap the 5 nighttime habits we covered. First, eating heavy meals too close to bedtime. Second, sitting motionless for hours before sleep. Third, drinking too much water right before bed. Fourth, consuming alcohol in the evening hours. And fifth, skipping or inconsistently timing your blood pressure medication. If you recognize yourself in any of these habits, please do not feel guilty. Most people have no idea these habits carry any risk, but now you know. And knowing gives you the power to make a change. If this video was helpful to you, I would be grateful if you would hit the subscribe button. I release new videos every week focused on keeping seniors safe, informed, and healthy. And if someone you care about is over 65, please share this video with them. It could be one of the most important things you do for them today. I am Dr. Michael Williams. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.